Hello, this is Mr. Sutton, and this is my Meet the Teacher Night video. Here is my background. I graduated from Purdue University in 2018, worked at Stony Brook Middle School for a little bit, and this is my third year at Heron. These are the subjects that I've taught previously. This year I will be teaching Geometry, Math 10, and Algebra 2. Why I teach math? I teach math because I know there are some people out there who believe that they can't do math and that math is not for them. But I know that they can do math, and I want to show those people that they can do math. So that is why I teach math. It is challenging, but also very rewarding. If your student has me for advisory, if you're not familiar with what advisory is, it's just like homeroom. You have it for 15 minutes, 4 days a week. Talk about general school procedures. We do grade checks in there once a week as well. Geometry, if your scholar has me for geometry, we will be doing a flipped classroom this year for geometry. And most of their assignments will be on Delta Math. That's where they will be working. And due dates and times will be on Google Classroom as well. So to kind of show you what that looks like on Google Classroom, you see they have 2 assignments per skill. The notes are due before class starts, and then during class, because it's a flipped classroom, we work on the practice assignment together. They work individually, and they can ask me for help, and we work during class, and then that'll be due before the next class. So that is kind of how the flipped structure works. If your scholar has me for Math 10, here's some information on Math 10. If you're not familiar with what Math 10 is, that is a 10th grade math class, and that is designed to support students who maybe they took Algebra 1 freshman year, and now they're taking geometry, and they'll be taking Algebra 2 their junior year. A lot of times that gap from Algebra 1 to Algebra 2 can be a struggle for students going into Algebra 2. It's been over a year since they took Algebra 1. Math 10 is designed to help bridge that gap so that they don't lose those Algebra 1 skills. We can develop them and deepen them so that they're more prepared going into Algebra 2. It also will help students plan for their standardized tests, help them prepare for the SAT, and things like that. So that is kind of the purpose and goal for Math 10. Materials on Google Classroom as well. This is not a flipped classroom. We will be doing things on paper, teaching in class. But if your scholar is out, you can find all the materials for them to keep up with the assignments on Google Classroom. There will be worksheets and partial keys and notes, blank notes, as well as filled in notes for them. If you have a printer at home and can print those off, you can follow along that way. Or if not, you can just write them down on just kind of some lined paper and follow along that way. But your scholar should be still able to follow along with all of the assignments, even if they have to stay home for an extended period of time. Due dates and times are on Google Classroom as well for this class. So here's what Math 10 Google Classroom page looks like. You can see you have the notes. There's an empty notes as well as a notes key so that they can get their notes and fill them out. And then here is the IP, which is the homework, a blank IP, and a partial key where they can check some of the problems and due date and time for the IP. IP stands for Independent Practice. And then finally, Algebra 2. Algebra 2 is not a flipped classroom. The materials will be on Google Classroom, similar to what I said for Math 10. We will be doing paper copies for most things. We will have some assignments possibly on online things like Delta Math in the future, but most of the assignments will be on paper, and those can be found on Google Classroom. Lessons will be taught live in class, due dates and times on Google Classroom for that. And here is the Google Classroom page for my Algebra 2 class. Similar setup to what I had for Math 10. You got your notes, blank copy of the notes, and a notes key where you can fill out the blank copy, and IP, which is the homework, blank copy of the IP, and a partial key for the IP. And these paper copies are given out in class. Again, this is just for if your scholar happens to be out for an extended period of time. Here are my resources. You can email me at msutton@heronhighschool.org. I try to respond to emails every day, so reach out to me there. Office hours are Tuesday morning in room 017 Russell, Wednesday after school in 129 Russell. Morning office hours start at 8 a.m., so students have to be there by 8 a.m. And then Wednesday office hours are from after school until 5 p.m. So if your scholar is struggling in my class and you want them to go to office hours, that is when they are. Again, feel free to reach out to me, email me if you have any questions, and have a good day.